YouTube, what's going on? Hope you all had a awesome hump day. I had a good mail day. Only got one package, but it was a pretty good sized trade. It was an Instagram trade. I don't think he's on YouTube. If he was, I would shout him out, but I don't think he is. But I traded, I don't know, like 5 or 6 Johnny Lightning pieces for this, basically this whole lot, with a few exceptions. So we'll go worst to first like I always do. The first few cars I'm going to show here are Hot Wheels mainlines. These I found today. This is one, I don't buy a lot of Hot Wheels mainlines, maybe 1 or 2 models per case that comes out. This is one of the models that I wanted, as well as that Ken Mary Skyline, which I have not been able to find yet. Not a big deal. I will find it. But that is a really cool Ford Maverick. So I had to pick that one up. This one, I don't know. I like the tooling. I hate the livery on it. But pretty cool little Volkswagen Golf. Not too shabby. A lot of potential with that for anybody that would want to do a really nice, highly detailed custom. This would be a good blank canvas to work with because it is a nice tooling. You don't have staggered wheels. You can lower it. The sculpted detail is pretty nice. So if you have that steady hand, you can really make this thing awesome. So figured I would add that to the mainline collection. This one here, this one I like a lot. This thing is really nice. This is the Mazda. Of all the Chevy mid-size trucks, you have like the Chevy Love, you have the Datsun 620, you have this, you have the Volkswagen Caddy. I think I like the it's either this one or the Caddy that is my favorite. I think I'd lean towards the Volkswagen. The Datsun is probably my third favorite. There's something about that Caddy that just looks awesome. This thing is pretty cool, though. I do like it. I grabbed a few of these. That's just one of those JDM castings that I'll have to keep a couple on card. And then the Dirty Scalpers have really been hitting this car hard, but I was lucky to find one today. It's a nice tooling. My big complaint with it is the scale. The base does not say. Sometimes Matchbox will tell you the scale. But I would say this is probably 1 to 60 scale. Maybe a little bigger. But the graphics, the execution of the presentation is sick. They did a really nice job with the detail, and I love that satin finish. Greenlight should definitely make note of that because it really looks good. The Golf livery and satin is on point, so that's pretty cool. Now let's get into the good stuff. As you can see in the background, I did get a couple of cars that I already have. So this will stay in the package. I don't keep a lot of Greenlight in the package, but I do have a few of them. Like I have the Starsky and Hutch. I have the V8 Interceptor with the package air. And I have the A-Team van. And now I have this. So there will be a small assortment of those that I'll keep on card. And then this one here, this is a sick find. Limited to 2,500. I've already got this one, so this one, for now, will stay in the package. We'll go back to that one, though, later on in the video. I already did this video. I cracked all these cars open, and it was like 40 minutes, so I'm going to try to breeze through this from my least favorite to my most favorite. So starting with this one here, I had this van and the rear axle was not set, so basically the ass end of the van would just sit on the ground. And so I took the wheels off of it, donated them to another car, and I sent the tooling to Champion DJK because I know he's a van guy, and I figure he could make himself a headlight custom, or, you know, whatever he wants to do with it. I'm sure he'll figure something out. I do need to trim some flashing on the wheels, but otherwise this one doesn't have any axle issues. Really nice van. Happy to have a proper STP Dodge van. From Barrett Jackson Series 2. This Chevelle is so on point. When I saw it in the package, in the pictures he sent, I thought it was an old auction block car, but as it turns out, it's brand new. This car sold for $264,000 at auction in Scottsdale. Here's the trading card for it. But I have to say, Greenlight did a nice job. This tooling sometimes has issues. It almost has a gasser stance a lot of times. But I prefer the 68 and the 69 body style to the 70. But the execution on this one is really nice. You got the black vinyl top, black rally stripes, really nice looking wheels. It's got a great stance. All the detail is on point. So that's a nice little addition to the collection. 70 Chevelle SS, really nice roller. Number 478. That's pretty cool there. I picked up this after we made the trade. Before he shipped, I found this at Toys R Us and I had to leave it because I had already made a trade for it, which is fine, but it's a really nice looking truck. Might be my favorite Dodge Ram that they put out that doesn't have a lift on it. The Power Wagons are my favorite. That new STP Power Wagon, the Black Bandit Power Wagon, they're all awesome. But this is cool. It's a nice half-ton Cummins diesel. Got the Ram box. Really nice civilian livery. Really nice detail. So that's a sick truck. I'm really glad to add that into the collection. And then this one here is a very highly anticipated piece. It's a new tool from Greenlight. Not only are they putting out a ton of new automotive castings or truck castings or HD or SD truck castings or campers, whatever, but they're doing a lot of new tooling with the hitch and tow. A lot of really cool stuff coming out as far as the hitch and tows go. This is the latest tooling release. In this new series of hitch and tow, I have 3 of the 4 now. I have the STP truck, and I have this one, and I have the gooseneck. And this thing is sick. It's really heavy. I mean, it's probably, if it's not the heaviest trailer that they make, it's top 2 or 3 for sure. It is a really heavy trailer, and it's a really nice looking display. So that's going to display something. I got to figure out what I'm going to display in there. Probably a green machine. Pretty sick wheels on it. Does have a vent on top, and then here's the back. You have the brake lights. All of the trim is all done and detailed. On the front, you have the diamond plate. You got the warning lights. Really heavy piece, though. It's a sick trailer. I'm definitely glad I made that trade. I have a feeling of all the new hitch and tows, that might be the hardest one to find. I've seen all the others out in the wild. I have not found this one yet, though. The truck is sick too. I like this, and I'm happy to have this because I only have one other nice, clean civilian model Silverado. I've got a bunch of other Silverados, but they're all super custom. And sometimes it's nice to just have a pretty stock looking truck. But I did want to talk about something on this truck that I noticed after I had already done the last video. This is definitely something new from Greenlight. I've talked before on the channel about the lensed insert headlights. What they do to add detail is they'll run a tampo on the insert. Sometimes they run the tampo on the insert. Sometimes they'll do it on the front. Sometimes they'll do it on the back. Sometimes they'll run the tampo on the car behind the insert. And that, to me, is what gives the most authentic look. But in this case, this is something totally new that we have not seen, and that is LED headlights. And that is sick. I know when you're zoomed in this far, it might look kind of goofy, but from just a standard glance, it looks really, really good. So that is a very nice job from Greenlight. This is the only car that I've seen that on so far. So hopefully we see a lot more of that, because that, I'm telling you, it really makes for a nice look. So anyways, that is the Greenlight stuff. Now we're going to move along to some oddball stuff that well, that you just don't see very often. Actually, I'll do this one first. So part of the trade was a classic plastic from the Learning Curve era of Johnny Lightning. I just noticed a horrible paint flaw on the side of this thing. I don't think that's gonna... I don't know if that's on the paint or if that's paint coming off. Oh, maybe it is on the paint. Yeah, it is. Good. Well, that's good. I just got most of it off. Anyways, last night I showed you the new AMC Gremlin. This thing is bad. It's a pro stock AMC Gremlin from Johnny Lightning. This is the little, one of the little model car things that they put out a while back. Just a replica of a model car. And it's a really cool car. It's a pretty unique orange color with the black accents. Really nice racing. Disc wheels. And all of the awesome detail. Hood scoop. Rubber tires with tread. Skinnies up front. You still have all the detail though with the headlights, tail lights, reverse lights. So another nice little addition to the Gremlin collection. But this one is, I think, the sickest one, and I'll talk about it here. It's not a Greenlight, or a Johnny Lightning rather. So this is only the third of these that I have. It is from Motormax. It came in a release called the Fresh Cherries. They came out in the 2005-ish. They're pretty tough to find. They don't sell for too much. Some of them might get up there, but anyways, I'll show you guys what we're working with here. So this is a 1974 AMC Gremlin X. Now, I did probably 2 or 3 months ago, I found the 1:24 scale Motormax. Motormax still does make cars, and you can find this one at Walmart from time to time. It's a red and white car. I know some of you guys have picked it up. I grabbed one. It's on my desk at work. This is basically a scaled down version of that car. There is a lot of extra pieces on this one, a lot of stuff going on. So this is the Gremlin X, which is basically a souped up Gremlin with the big V8. You can see the big X on the grill. This looks a lot like the 1:24 scale. It's a lot more detail and more realistic than any of the Johnny Lightnings that I have. Transparent lens insert headlights. So the headlights, the grille, and the bumper are all separate pieces. The color on this thing is sick. It's not gonna come through on the camera, I don't think, which is a shame because it is a really nice color. The only weak spot for these cars, in my opinion, is the wheels. They are prototypical wheels, but they're just molded and chromed. So when you do that, it hides a lot of the detail when you don't have the negative spaces blacked out. But the back of the car also looks sick. The spoiler, the two taillights, and the bumper, all separate pieces. They are not transparent taillights, but they are inserts. So I know with the lighting, it's pretty hard to tell, but really nice detail on this little car. Of the three of these fresh cherries that I have, this one is definitely the nicest. I like all three of them because they're really unique. Here's one of the other ones that I have. This one is a 1970 Ford Pinto. This one also has transparent lens insert headlights, separate piece front and rear bumper. They're all metal on metal with rubber tires. And as I said, they all have prototypical wheels. So this Ford Pinto's really cool. I really hope Greenlight does this car at some point. I really want to see them get the Stranger Things licensing and do the Pinto and the square body K5. So I sent them a message, but you know how that goes. I'm sure they don't take it too seriously, but that is definitely something I would love to see. Here's the back of the car. So AMC Gremlin, Ford Pinto, and then the last one. Now those two are sold individually. This one is, or at least there's a version of it that is, but this particular model, after doing some research, this was sold in a little diorama kit. But this is a 1981 Plymouth Horizon. Now the package lists this as a Dodge Omni, but it's the same car. The base says that it's Plymouth Horizon, so I'm going to go with that since I purchased it loose, or I traded for it actually loose, and I never had the packaging. So to me, this is a Plymouth Horizon. An acquaintance of mine at a local diecast show had this, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, I thought you might want this." I didn't trade him much for it. I don't remember. I think I just traded him like an M2, a loose M2 car that he wanted for the wheels. So, but he's right. I do like this type of stuff. This also has lens headlights. These are transparent insert headlights and taillights on this one. And just a cool, unique little hatchback. So those three cars are the MotorMax fresh cherries that I have. Very unique little cars, very cool little cars. They're detailed, and I definitely do like to collect this kind of stuff. So these are on display on a shelf in my son's bedroom with other cars like the Ertl American Muscle, and I think I have a few M2 cars on there as well. So that is another addition. And then the last part of the video, and a couple things I want to talk about here. Well, first I'll show you guys this. I cracked this one open in the 40-minute video. Absolutely beautiful car. Now, at first glance, this car is going to probably trick a lot of people because it looks like an ultra red. I mean, it basically is an ultra red in that it is the ultra red paint. However, the chase car has a white base. This one does not. So it is not a chase car, but it is a sick looking Mustang. Now, as far as I know, Auto World has only done this one other time. Now, Champion DJK, if you know for sure, feel free to comment. If I'm wrong, feel free to comment and let me know. But I'm pretty sure the only other time that they did this was early on in the deluxe line with this Dodge Viper. Also tricked a lot of people. The Viper, this is the regular. The Chase had a white stripe on the hood, and I think it also went up on the top of the car. But otherwise, they're the same color. And that, I believe, to be the same case with this Mustang. But this thing is so nice looking. It is my favorite modern Mustang that they put out. And it's amazing what these headlight tampos do to this car. I mean, it takes the car from a solid 7 or 8 to a 10, in my opinion. I think that having just solid silver headlights the way they were really takes it down quite a bit, in my opinion. But when you do such a nice job like this, I think it's forgivable that the car doesn't have lens headlights and taillights, because this looks to me as good or better. The problem with lens headlights and taillights is that the execution on those can be tough. And, you see a lot of offset off-centered headlights and taillights that don't get set properly. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm very happy with this car. I like it. It's a nice car. Definitely happy to add that. I really like this body style of Mustangs. When I see them on the road, they're long, they're sleek, they're mean looking. Not a big Mustang guy, but Ford did a nice job with that. And then the other one that I got is this. I have this tooling from an earlier release, but this is the GT. It's the Mercury Comment below. It's the Mercury Comet Cyclone. Now this one is the GT. The other one that I have this one goes way back, I think. The cool thing about Auto World is the date that they ran the production is stamped on the base, and this one was March of 2014. So it is the same tooling, but I think, well, maybe I was wrong on that. I thought it was a new wheel tooling, but it's not. But anyways, here's the other one. This is just the regular Mercury Comet Cyclone. They actually are the same wheels. So this just goes to show you how impactful wheels can be. Wheels, I've said, other than their selection, I think the wheels have been Auto World's weakness. They do everything so well with the car that it's like really disappointing to me when they put a crappy wheel on it. So this is the older release, same wheels, but these are chrome. But when you don't chrome them and you just mold them in a, whether it's a black color or silver, or even if you just paint them, more of the detail shows through, and I think it gives it a much better look. So I like this. I like the light colored interior. I hope we continue to see this from Auto World. The tires on this are much better than most of the tires I've seen from Auto World. As an example, here's another 2014 Auto World car. Pretty early. Just awful wheels and tires. Awful wheels and tires. The wheels I could even almost live with if the tires weren't so horrible looking. But to me, that just looks awful. And it's a shame because, the cars are so nice. So it is nice to see them stepping their game up on the wheels a little bit. And we've seen it with other cars too. The 67 Mustang GT that came out late last year or last summer or whatever, the wheels on that were on point. So it's pretty much hit and miss with Auto World with their wheels. Um, Also, this car here was a super hard car to find. Let's see if I can get it out here. It's also, I think, a pretty early release. The manufacturer date on this is July of 2014. But for some reason, I just had a really hard time finding this one. And it is the same tooling. But unlike this one here, which is a Cyclone, the white one here is a Cyclone. This one here is a Mercury Comet Caliente. Very hard car to find. Not super expensive when you find it. It's, you know, it's probably your average price of an average Auto World car. But really hard to find. But you know what? All of those older Auto World cars are getting hard to find at this point. So I'm glad that I kept what I did. I have a really nice collection of Auto World, and those are some cars that I'll never get rid of. They're just too hard to find. And personally, I think they're going to be the most valuable cars. Of all the cars that are coming out today, Greenlight, M2, Auto World, Johnny, I think Auto Worlds are going to be the most expensive to acquire in 15 years. I also got this in the trade. Really nice Coupe de Ville. Let's see here. Only thing with the Coupe de Ville. Oh, down she goes. Whoa. So there's the Coupe de Ville. But this one I actually have. So it's the third Coupe de Ville that I have duplicates of now at this point. So that is something. Oh, this is a really nice roller. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the duplicate DeVilles. I have actually I have 3 of the DeVilles. I have the rainbow colored Cuda. I have this red and white Challenger. I have the blue Dodge Polara, the white 2015 Mustang. So I have a small assortment of duplicates. I might trade or sell those at some point. But anyways, you can never have too many Auto World Cadillac DeVilles or Eldorados. So anytime anybody wants to offer one of those up for trade, I'm definitely interested. Let's see. Some of the others that I have, I'm not going to take them out of the box, but here's the 2. Oh, that's another one that I have doubles of. The Toys R Us Silver. Those were pretty limited. I don't remember what they were limited to, but I don't think it was 2,500. This one I think will be pretty desirable later on. This is from the first one that came out, where it came out in black and cream. This is the black one. I've got a couple of those. Here's the cream one that came with it. I do not have duplicates of that one. And then these last 2 are just later releases. Here's the other Toys R Us, the blue one. And then here's the blue regular release. So, pretty cool little collection of Cadillac DeVilles. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them in total. And I think that's pretty much it for the video. So I'm going to get this cleaned up. I will probably snap a few pictures for Instagram. I'm not going to go too crazy with this stuff. But really just wanted to show you guys the haul. Show you guys this new trailer from Greenlight. That was like the big thing I really wanted to show today, was this trailer. Thing is awesome. So I'm going to have to go out to the Carney and decide which green machine I want to display in it. We're already at half hour. Golly, that was pointless deleting that video. The last thing I'll do, just to give you guys an idea, or as the New Yorkers say, or I shouldn't say the New Yorkers. I knew a guy from New York that would say idea. But this is an Auto World Cadillac DeVille, which everybody knows is a massive casting. And it goes inside this trailer effortlessly. Trailer closes up effortlessly. And it looks fantastic. So there's not going to be a lot of cars that you're not going to be able to put inside of this display trailer. So, well, everybody, that is going to wrap it up for me. I really appreciate all the support. I'm glad that you guys enjoy the channel. And I'm glad that we're able to show each other some mutual respect. If you guys have any questions, or you guys have anything you want to talk about or anything you want to say, definitely feel free to let me know. Here's something I just noticed on the Pro Stock Gremlin. There's a nice big blower on the... That is sick. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. That's dope. But anyways, as I was saying, I really do appreciate all the support. So, yeah, I know last night was definitely not normal for the channel, or for me. You know, I've done over 500 videos, and over the course of the 2 years and 500 videos, I've taken a little bit of stuff. You know, there are people that are just flat out rude, or they don't get it. They just don't get it, or they're just inconsiderate, and I've brushed it all off. It really hasn't bothered me. But when you start, I don't know, for some reason it just really pissed me off when you start telling people that the world would be a better place without them. That's just a really messed up thing to tell somebody, especially when you're talking about toys. So, yeah, and if you don't like that I scalp, or you don't like that people scalp, I get it. I understand, and I respect your opinion, but I don't respect your opinion enough to stop doing it, because it subsidizes my hobby. It helps pay for the cars that I want to collect. And I'm not cheating anybody. I'm not gaming the system in any way. So frankly, I don't see anything wrong with it, other than, you know, some people miss out on stuff, and because of that they get upset about it. So that's just my thoughts on it, and until I am personally attacked again, I won't be addressing any other issues or talking about it. So, but thank you everybody, and I will holler at you all pretty soon with another diecast video. Happy hunting. Take care.